Alright guys and girls, welcome to this new series where I want to start a film study. So instead of doing highlights, we work on expanding the knowledge of the game. So before I get into it, this is game one of our season. We don't know any personnel, don't have a scouting report of any sort, so this is just playing off of basic principles, and then as we go throughout the game, we adjust. So I'm guarding number 12, top of the key, playing him as a driver and respecting the shots as it comes. You can see they don't have the best spacing. 15 is supposed to be in a dunker spot. 2 is running out off in the action. And drives right into her help side. So really great start. The defensive possession turns into a travel. This next possession is supposed to be our basic motion offense or continuous ball screen, which is I'm really comfortable with that because of what we ran my last year at college. But you can see the paint is wide open. So because of that, I get the ball far out, elbow line extended. What should have happened was wait for number 12 to cut through and create action off of that. And we'll play it out. So space out, so he gets a mismatch, and it ends up being a turnover in that position. And this is something that should never happen. It's a 1-on-3 fast break. We need people back because of things like this. He ends up missing. 15 gets a rebound, and now you see us in the frames. If we would have ran back, that could have been our, end of the possession right there. Same thing on the offensive end now. Vari gets a steal, ends up making a play, but nobody is back with him. As you can see, only one other white shirt. He ends up missing, and they got a rebound. This could have been easily a 4-0 swing our way if we would have just ran with him, not giving up on the play, assuming that, that play ends. This is one of our sets, basically a floppy motion. We're setting a double pin down for Zauru. Makes a great read as the guy cheats it. So you see he goes over the screen. Zauru flares out to the corner, gets an open shot. And you have to understand, if the shot comes from one side, more than likely it will end up on the rebound on the other side if he does misses. That's exactly what happens. I get in great position and get the rebound, finish the play. All right, now we're back on defense. You see there's a screen set. Should be a little bit higher and contained, but I'm also here in this gap. So it won't matter as much, but you can see I'm stuck down in the free throw line, getting lower, stunting that. My man is right here, and he's getting ready to shoot. My hand isn't up. You got to understand that we're all pros at this level, so they can hit the open shot. And my hand isn't even up until it's past my head, basically. So this is an open look for him, and he knocks it down. And then we'll go over how to make this possession better. So what should have happened is C goes over the screen because the screen is set so low, but he doesn't take the shot, so we're assuming he's more of a driver and a slasher. My positioning should have been right here on this half circle so that I fill the gap in, and it also makes my closeout a lot easier to my guy, but I get sucked in right there in the free throw line, giving him enough space for that shot. So this next defensive possession, I'm trying to jam the screen. As you see, looks like a double stagger. We'll see. He's not screening anybody as I'm trying to jam it, so it turns into a switch. He tries to get a post touch, and you'll see here, as it rolls, we X switch. Really great possession right there. Brings it back to me, and I'm getting a good contest on it and ending the possession with a rebound. We'll look back at that real quick as well. So over here, you can see he's trying to post up C right here. And as the ball is bouncing, I hear switch. So we go right into it, making a switch seem seamless. If we had a better post operator, you would understand that the baseline would have been open. We stopping going from his strong hand, giving a good contest, and crashing the boards. Here, another floppy set. This time we flare it out again and see drives, and the play ends up really well. He finishes, but we're just talking about the spacing here on this end. What should have happened here is for me to tee up to the top of the paint, which gives an opportunity for C to either, pass it out or still finish. And if it doesn't finish, then I'm in a great rebounding position. Vada should have slid to the corner as the baseline drives just to give C another option to come out if the defensive rotations would have been better on this end. But we finished the play. On this play, we'll let the locals shoot. So, it's a game of percentages. More often than not, we're going to let the locals on the other team take those shots because they're not as good as the imports that they bring in. So he ends up taking the shot. We see 15 right here is in a great rebounding position. So we need to crash. Amadou is another big, so am I. So it's on us to really be dominant on the boards. He ends up jumping first, which puts him in a great position to get the rebound. But since he's going up with one arm, I'm able to take it out of his hand and end that position with for us. So I believe it's supposed to be a set called, but Zara ends up seeing a mismatch, which I need to see a lot sooner as well. What should have happened here is I should have ghost screened right into the paint, making that action a lot quicker. We get Amadou out of the paint. We swing to C, who has a better angle to make that post entry pass, and I also should have posted a little bit harder because I got pushed out to about 17 feet. Making a great move to the spin, to the baseline spin, because I'm feeling all of the effort being pushed into that shoulder. Making a quick move to the baseline. Again, as people are attacking the baseline, we'll see Amadou crashing to the middle, teeing up, but also Vara should have slid to the corner, making it an easier pass for me to see. We end up finishing the play. On this play great defense in the possession. Feel comfortable enough to start the break. When we slow things down, this is where you give it the point guard, right? So get to him, get ready to set, but you see they're scrambling. So I flare out to the corner. This is a shot I've been working on all summer. Get open in three and knock it down. On this play, this is why bigs have to rim run, right? You get behind the line of the defense, and when you have a guard who can make these passes, life is going to be a lot easier because I'm just wide open at this point to make a play and finish it. On this next possession, we get a screen. He ends up turning it down, so we call it into a switch, right? I feel good enough to play perimeter defense, and that's also one of my goals is to play better defense. So I'm giving him a little bit space to work with on a drive and get a contest. The only thing here is that we don't get a body on 15 who ends up getting the rebound and finishing the play. All right, so this is one of our sets where swing into a pin down, right into a ball screen. So we make sure we get good contact. Levon does a good job of making sure that they switch, and as I'm rolling down, I can see that 4 is trying to tag me, but I'm also sealing it for a high-low opportunity. So I get that pass, and in the air, I realize that 4 is coming down, and I pass it out to the shooter, making a great read, finishing the play. You can see I'm supposed to have crown help right here. This is where I'm supposed to be at, a little late on rotation. I'm there quick enough to get a stop, and I'm calling an offensive foul, and I'll tell you what, that definitely hurt. You see, he uses his off arm to try to shield me off. You guys have to understand, when you're in the circle, you can only jump straight up and down. So I'm trying my best to contest him. He tries his best to lay me. He ends up hitting me in the face, and the ref sees it, calling an offensive foul. So next defensive possession, they're running a slob, going into it, and we got to understand, big, guard, 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 guard. So basically switching 1 through 4. Which happens here, he tries to set a screen, switching, playing the spin move because we realized already that that's his favorite move, and staying down on our feet. Leaving number 7, who's a local, open, playing game of percentages and ending the rebound a bit, or ending the possession on a big rebound. And here should have been a better outlet pass. You can kind of make out C, but also another guy right here. The pass either should have been to Varid over here on this side or a little bit further out, making sure that the ball gets to the 3-point line, treating C as a defense or a receiver. Here they start pressing, trying to change up the rhythm. One thing I don't like is that we don't stack up right here, giving an opportunity for people to catch it a little bit higher, because this area right here, call that basically a death zone. We don't want to catch it here. And one of two things, or two things could have been better here. One, I could have made it better. So two things could have happened right here, right? And we'll let it play out. One, I could have spaced out a little bit further out, making that angle to catch it better for myself. And I could also jumped higher to go reach that. That ends up in the turnover. So again, we're seeing, 4 guards, one big. So I'm seeing a mismatch. So I'm trying to get a post touch here. Ends up into a broken play. Ball falls into my hand. And this could have been either a pass to C or just a little bank shot right there from about 11 feet, making it, easy play. But here I try to pro hop into the middle. And I get bailed out with a foul call. And I'm putting these free throws on there because I happen to miss both of them. These are easy points. They're leaving points on the board. This shouldn't be happening. That's something I need to work on. So your ball screen defense, I'm going to do makes a good stop as the guard is trying to snake it. And we're off to the races. It's basically a 4-on-3. We should shoot on outside, let them get it. And this time we're all in good position to get the rebound. Getting that offensive rebound, and the spacing just needs to be better. Big man needs to be on this side. C does a good job of coming right here. Bar should be right there on the right, left wing, however you want to see it. Zara should come out here. We're being patient, seeing where everybody's at, and then making a move to finish. Right here doing ball screen defense. Vari gets caught on the screen. They end up switching. And 13 drives in, forcing a shot. What should have happened here is I tag 15. He ends up getting the rebound. And we keep harping, but rebounds are so important to finish possessions because we don't want to get them second, third, fourth chances. I just don't do a good job tagging 15. Then he ends up jumping over me and finishing the play for them. Okay, now defensive possession. They swing the ball around, go into a ball screen right here, play kind of a soft hedge / contain, playing both my man and Zara's man as he drives. Make that contest, end up getting the rebound. We're off to the races again. Nobody stops me. Get all the way, coast to coast, just making basketball easy at that point. All right, second half, coming here, ended up showing a bar screen switch. So we have Var at our guard, point guard guarding the center. I would do guarding the point guard right here. C, I do a good job of tagging, so this pass is an easiest one, so making this pass the first one away, but he's also a driver, so that's why C's all the way this far into the paint. We end up leaving him open. He takes a shot and misses, and then we just don't do a good job of gang rebounding, and they end up getting a second possession. So you just have to understand that long threes equals long rebounds, so this definitely should have been my rebound. And they end up capitalizing on the next possession. So here we got one of their blobs. You see that I'm lost right here a little bit. If the point guard would have seen this slip, it would have been an easy bucket for them, but they end up running through their whole play. And then one of the hardest actions to guard is going to be in pick and pop. So this is what happens right here. I stay just a second too long. He flares out to the wing, and Zara should have stunted this a little bit. Just kind of like jabbing at him, making him second guess the shot, but he's in rhythm and ends up making that. So here running one of our sets. So double ball screening into a stagger, into an elevator. Here do a bad job of running through it, but C does end up getting a good look into it, shoots an elbow jumper, and always have to box out shooter because he knows where the ball is going to be at. So he does a really good job of tracking it down, getting that offensive rebound against the second possession. This is where I should have lobbed it up to Amadou right here. But instead of being selfish, trying to get through two people, and it ends into a jump ball. So here I'm getting a post touch. I go reverse pivot. And in America, this would have been a clean move, but since we're playing FIBA ball, this is going to be a travel 10 times out of 10. So here I'm going to play it frame by frame. To go reverse pivot, what should have happened here is I jab middle and end up going baseline so that my foot and the ball bounces at the same time and then spin back middle if that was the option. Or I use the other pivot if I did want to go this way, making it a left foot pivot, right foot jab, jabbing into the jabbing baseline, driving middle, and spinning back to the baseline for as my counter. But instead, like we mentioned, it's going to be a travel. It's just something that we have to recognize. All right, on this clip, we're back into our basic motion offense. And here on the ball screen, I have to understand that right now, I either need to be right here on the free throw line to make some action happen, or go down to the post to make the defense rotate over. So I ended up popping out, see the second to lay, but I ended up posting hard. And what that does is this man comes over to stop that high-low pass. Varda should be deep corner, sees good position right there, and Amadou is good right there. It has this man playing both corner guy and wing guy. Zyra skips it up to C, and he ends up driving that on a long closeout. On this, we basically call it a gore top screen, where I just seal away my man, making it easy for C to just finish. Here, Zyra does a really good job of reading the pick and roll, ends up being a steal, running our lanes. You understand, LeVon sees Mike, so he ends up cutting across. I'm rim running, Drew's going to be trailer guy. So running right into the post where I should be at, getting a good touch right there. Mike runs to the corner, which is a hit or miss. I personally don't like it. I want action to go towards the middle so that I see everybody. End up giving a second so I can read everything, and before he comes down the apply pressure, I dribble into it, making a move, read off his baseline spin, and because I brought the ball down, he's able to recover. And we end up getting a second possession of it. But so basically, this is what I like to call a $1 million move and a 10-cent finish. You know, I'm bumping him. He understands that I want to play physical, so on this bump, I'm spinning towards the left hand, but I brought it down. And that allows him to recover on the play. This should have been an easy two. So here, running one of our slobs, go into a swing, into a pin down, right into a ball screen. And see, this man is playing low coverage help, so LeVon has a head start into it, and I'm rolling. Good pocket pass into a good finish. Here's one of our blobs. I come down, get a good touch right here, and again, just a 10-cent finish. Should have used my left hand on this, making a left hand hook shot, but instead, I forced it into a right hand finish. If it would have been a bump fade or a left hand finish, those both were better options than what I had just done right here. Just making it a lot harder for myself. So at this point, we see he's going to a big on big DHO. So I recognize this too late. Drew calls it out, and I just don't register it quick enough. Leads into an action on the other side where I'm out of position, be able to guard. LeVon is tagging here, so I should have been at the free throw line, stopping this initial drive. But instead, number 7 gets ahead of steam right into an easy layup. So here we got an open side pick and pop, which, I mean, initial shot, good closeout. I just end up airballing. Whoop-de-doo. Better option here, though. Better option here would have been pump fake, 1-0 pull-up, or swinging to Drew. Because you can see, this guy's already tagging over. Drew passes Zaur or to Mike, and it's going to be open 3. So here we end up getting the rebound and again off to the races and transition O, especially on our team because we can all run, we're all semi-athletic, is going to be super important to start the pace and get a rhythm. So here, would have liked a outlet pass to the front, but I end up still getting a post touch, baseline spin, and we want Zaur to fade to the corner because that's who I'm looking for because I see white shirt right here. I see Drew right here. I see white shirt behind him. This makes it just an easier outlet pass for myself and also a quicker shot for Azure because you can see 24 is going out to contest this. End up still getting an offensive rebound, and then here I'm just have to notice that Levon and Mike, they're both solid shooters. They're on the perimeter and I have to pass this out, but instead I end up forcing a terrible look. So here you seen the ball screen. There's two on Levon as Drew is rolling down. My man tags it, so I make myself available into this area right here. Put the ball down before they can call travel. See, this man tags from the strong side, so I'll pull out to Levon with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and he finishes the play off really well. So here we got pick and roll from the top of the key. I end up switching, get a high-low action here, and this is where I should have noticed either Drew cutting down or pass it out to Zara. I have literally 4 people guarding me, and with 3 seconds left. So one of the easiest shots, if not the easiest shot, is a kick out from the paint. But instead I force it up, getting a bad look. So now fourth quarter, we're using time management, so we're up pretty handsomely. Just trying to get down, using shot clock as our best friend. And so running a 1-4 low set, having Levon on the island by himself. It makes a good move to get to the paint. Drew gets an open look, and this is why he crash and be physical at the same time because he ends up pushing me in that back, and because they're in the bonus, I get 2 free points. I end up making both of these free throws. So on this play, should have been ready to shoot because I have so much space right here, ready to make a play. So I end up going back to where the ball was. So instead of going back here, I should have came to his right wing and played a 2-man game for a young bull, having him and the man guarding me make a decision on who to guard. But instead, I drive back to the middle, and Levon has to settle for a 30-footer. So at this point, we're up, and hey, you can call it what you want, call a spade, but I'm putting this one up. And the only reason I put this up is because of my body language. I don't understand that it's still a live ball, and before I know it take too long to soak in the moment, I run back. So our last play, good defensive possession, stopping that right-hand drive. He spins back, and I end up walling up really, really nice, making that finish pretty tough. The only thing is that we just need to get that possession ended with a rebound, but they end up tipping it out of bounds. And at that point, I get subbed out for our young bulls. So, all right. So yeah, that is episode 1 of our film study. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoy making this.